Hello everyone, welcome to another This Week in HatingDice. It's been a pretty productive week so far. I'm going to be in work tonight doing this stream for the Sentry Box, playing a couple of new games I've not played before, so it'll be interesting. The main things I've been doing this week is, I don't know if you can make it out, but the window is actually all boxed out now, and I just need to do another coat of sanding on it and then paint it, and then I can get blind. And hopefully I'll be able to stop this really bright light coming through and fix the lighting in here a little bit better. So that's a good thing, obviously being a grown-up, making progress doing DIY. The other thing you might be able to make out is my new light box arrived. So all the commission painting I'm doing, I can try and get some better quality photographs for those. So it's been a back-end kind of week, a lot of stuff going on, but nothing really exciting to make videos on. I did play a game of Rune Wars. Obviously, if you've been watching the Rune Wars player journal for Latari Elves, I ended up caving and bought 3 Latari Elves starter boxes so that I can actually get it all together and get playing 200 points right away. It turned out exactly how I expected it to. I'd overloaded on the re-rolls for the archers. I have got a battle report that I'm editing the videos for at the moment, so that will be out next week as part of the player journal. If you're interested in that, check it out, and thanks for Aaron for coming down to play. I also managed to get a game in of Infinity in our Escalation League. We're up to 300 points now. This is where it caps out. We've got one more week of just casual 300-point play, and we're going to start doing them as little mini tournaments for the ITS rankings. And the first one is going to be next Saturday. We actually have a proper 300-point ITS tournament. I'm going to be running it. If it's odd numbers, I'll play, but I don't know 100%. And with the introduction of ITS Season 9, I wanted to try out a single combat group and a tag and just see how it affected the builds and stuff like that. I'd not used the Drago before, and I wanted to see what a damage 16 hyper rapid magnetic cannon was going to be like, and it was awesome. Just basically using all of these orders to rambo the Drago around. I played against Alan and his Hacker Slam. He was running Assassin Barim, and I took second turn as my choice for passing the lieutenant role, and I wanted to take that because we're playing quadrant control type mission. I can't remember the exact name now, but I wanted to make sure I was in control of who was controlling quadrant, so I could pick which miniature I needed to try and target and focus that to rack up those points. So he got to pick deployment and have first turn. So unsurprisingly, I was put on the back foot pretty early. Him running Assassin Barim, he managed to infiltrate the Fide special character with a viral close combat weapon. I can't remember his name now. Right next to a machinist. My tag was there as well, but it was relatively poorly deployed, and just a couple of bad choices in my backfield coverage. Let him get really close in, so he basically walked up, killed the machinist straight away. The tag was blocking line of sight for my total reaction remote. That made it more difficult. It basically removed any chance of me being able to repair the tag and the remote, so I wasn't too worried, because obviously Armor 8, I was deployed in cover, but he did have a missile launcher looking right at me. But because of the TR remote, he had to really focus on that. And he took it down pretty quickly. I didn't get much return fire with it. And that was me 2 orders down going into my turn. And then the Drago rampage started, and it was pretty close. In his turn 1 as well, I had my Kill Hacker ARO to get me my data scan, the hidden objective things. So I was a point up, and in his turn 1, which I was pretty pleased with my plan to do that. First time trying the multi-sniper rifle on the Naga instead of the monofilament mines. And it did add a lot of control as well. I didn't actually fire the sniper rifle in the entire game, but the threat of it being there, I ended up shooting with a pistol more just because of his mutts were running around as goddamn 5-point impetuous jammers. They were horrible. Obviously, if you're an experienced Infinity player, the big weakness of this list is that there's only one model that can be a lieutenant. And I knew that going in. Alan wasn't massively familiar with the Shock Army list, so he wasn't 100% certain that Lieutenant Stephen Rowe was a lieutenant, but it was a good chance, and he managed to jam him, which put me in loss of lieutenant for my second turn, which was a pain in the ass. I managed to have some tokens to convert some orders, still move the Drago around. And the game came down to, it was a 5-4 to me. In Alan's last turn, he just couldn't get enough points back to make it even. And one thing I did do, which I was pretty proud of myself, when my my Naga hacker who was deployed up the table, was facing off against a mutt. When I failed to save against the chain rifle, I activated Dogged, even though it was the end of his turn. So at the end of my turn, so that I could just remove the model. My paramedic was dead. He was never going to make it over there, but I didn't want to take the chance, and it turned out that Alan did have a data scan as well, so he could have hacked my downed hacker and got the point, which would have made a draw. So that was the move that won me the game, was removing the hacker with Dogged, and using that ARO at the start to reveal him in the first place. So he was the star of the show. I felt I used and placed the Nagas a little bit better this time. Using the Drago was fun. Alan did pass a massive amount of saves. He always does this against me. Passes his saves against the damage 16 death cannon. I ended up putting 3 orders into trying to take down one model, and that was pretty annoying. But it was a win in the end. A little bit of swappiness in the later game with my deployment, my facings and stuff like that. I should have done better, and it was good. It was a good learning game. I felt like I came out of that a lot better than going into it. And outside of that, the new rules for the single combat group didn't really come into effect for me because I took the second turn anyway, and the tag having lethality was pretty cool. It took the damage from 15 to 16, but it didn't feel, again, I suppose it's just luck of the dice. Alan passed like 4 saves against it, just rolling 19s and 20s. It doesn't matter what the damage is, and you're going to be passing those saves. So I feel like it's a really good change. I'll be interested to play a few more missions with the new rules. See, because I've heard some complaints that it feels a lot more direct action orientated, but I don't know. I think I like that aggressive play style. I mean, the name of the list was 300-point aggressive type thing, so just wanted to ramble that tag around a little bit and see what I could do. I think going forwards, there are changes I would make, but I don't know, I take these orders wasted. So maybe moving it from Bagmara into a regular link team and then freeing up some points. I don't know, there's ways and means of doing it, but I'm not massively sure how I want to take that list yet. But there's still playing around with the Shock Army Vacantissimento, and it's been good fun so far. Other things this week, I have obviously the Empire at War Destiny stuff came out, so I grabbed my boxes. I did okay. I didn't pull. There was a few things I didn't get any of legendary wise, and I got loads of the same legend. I mean, I bought a case, so a box of cases, so 6 boxes, a case of boxes, yeah, that way around. So I got 6 boxes, which should have given me a really good amount. But then I'm not going to stress on it too much. But I've never had any bad experiences with quality for Destiny. I've had one box in the past where we were the mispack of die and card, but it did resolve itself within the box, which it's an urban myth, I suppose, that it always does that. I'm sure there's times where it won't, just because of the nature of it's the last pack to go in the box. The correct one will go in the next box. But I think that the quality control on these ones may have been a little bit worse. So I don't know if you can make it out. Let's see if I can get the right angle here. But just really warped die. So it's got nice bump on that bit and on that bit. And that was on my Ahsoka, the first Ahsoka I pulled. And obviously anyone who listened to me before on Nova knows that it was she's one of my favourite characters. And my other Ahsoka die has got a scratch down the artwork. So I got an Elite Ahsoka and I couldn't use. Luckily, as I said, I pulled loads of duplicate legendaries, so I actually did get my Ahsoka. I got a Jedi, a Master of the Council, which looks like it's got a crack in it. Don't know if you'll be able to make that out. An Ezra, which has got just a slight bump on it. You could probably get away, if you were unscrupulous, you could probably get away with playing this one. I mean, it's not like the rounded sides on the blank, which is where you would want it, so it would roll off the blank. But it's just on this face here, it's slightly curved outwards. And then just a bad bit of paint. We obviously the varnish didn't seal on it properly. So 5 die out of 6 boxes were like flawed this time. So that's a bit weird. I was chatting about it with some guys on with our local Facebook group, and I've never had any problem before, but it just shows how much dice do hate me. And this is all obviously tongue in cheek, but I got 5 die were wrong out of 6 boxes, and 3 of those die were legendaries, and 2 of them were Ahsoka. And I was glad that I actually pulled the other Ahsokas to give me my set. But if I'd have not pulled any of the Ahsokas, I would have been pretty sad about that. But I'm going to contact FFG, and obviously they should send me 5 replacement packs. And one of the guys was complaining that obviously if you bought a box to guarantee yourself for 6 legendaries, and like 3 of your legendaries out that box are ruined, and then they only send you 5 packs, you're not going to get the same odds of getting those legendaries back. And it's a chance you take. There's no other better way I can think of them doing it that isn't open to abuse. So I'm not overly fussed by it. It doesn't bother me. I've still got enough stuff. I can play the game. And all barring 2 of them, I could still use the die if I wanted to. It's only really the Ahsoka with the concave and the Ezra that's bulging that I wouldn't use in a game because it would affect the dice rolls. But yeah, I'll get in touch with FFG. I'm sure they'll come through and let us know. But that's about it. It's been my week in hating dice. A little bit more than usual on the dice hate this time. But thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure you follow the channel, subscribe, like us on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, all the good stuff. Do all the social media. I'm trying to up the level again, so we'll see how that goes. And go back and watch a couple of the Rune Wars videos. I'm trying to up the production level a little bit as well. And there may be, not 100% certain yet, but there may be a return of the green screen once this bit's all finished. But we'll see. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.